the longest time. Oh my gosh, voice crack. I was about to give a hot roast, but bro, I can't say nothing after my voice cracks like that. I was gonna say, why have I never been able to hit any of these shots like they do in these gameplay trailers? Then I realized, bro, everybody's always one shot in these gameplay trailers. Like, what the heck is this? All right, let's proceed. Oh boy. So today, Apex released their new gameplay trailer, and I gotta be honest with you, prior to, I was sweating because I knew that if this gameplay trailer was not good, a lot of people were gonna be like, yeah, screw this game. Now, there were a few people that said this looks like another filler season, and I just don't know what they would be giving a filler season for. I mean, you would think a filler season is to lead up to your big season with the new map, and that is this season. But there were a few things that we found out in this gameplay trailer, and also people that began to post things online on Twitter that got early access to this stuff, and I am very excited about it. So it seems that they are adding a couple things that are like, bro, seriously, and one of those are stickers. So you can now put your favorite stickers on like shield batteries and shield cells and syringes. So yes, a brand new item that will probably incorporate some type of monetization to the game. And quite frankly, I don't know if anybody cares about this. I would imagine that some of these stickers will probably be in the battle pass as well. And speaking of the battle pass, we did see this skin in the gameplay trailer. It looks like it's going to be a reactive skin. I would imagine that this is the battle pass skin. I do not like the charge rifle, but I gotta say that this skin is very, very nice. I actually love the colors on this. So the charge rifle skin looks pretty dope. It's just the fact that at the end of the day, it's a charge rifle, and who in the world wants that? But now let's talk about some of the more favorable things that we had to look forward to, and I am so excited about a lot of these changes that are coming. So firstly, let's jump into this one. I've been asking for Respawn to change this freaking UI for so long. It's so gross, it's so clunky, and I really feel like it needed to be a little bit more modern or changed up a little bit and easier to access. And it does look like we will get a UI update in this next season. This was coming from Crowrindo, saying this is the new loadout panel for Dexerto, or coming from Dexerto. As you can tell, the top tabs look way different. They look a little bit more sleek and modern, a little bit more condensed, which I really, really love. And I also love how they're utilizing the negative space that is in the middle of the screen, rather than having these tiny little tabs that are on the top that you go through and there's a lot of negative space on screen. I like that there's big icons now. There's big logos on each selection that you choose, so you know what you're going to. This new UI, in my opinion, looks really, really good, and there's actually more. Unfortunately, we couldn't see all of these, but the gaming bot did respond to Alpha Intel saying, Alpha, how much to show more UI changes? He says, I'm willing to suck some toes. Alpha Intel began to show these UI changes and actually also showed the picture that we've already seen. And he says they look clean, but are there any more to show? And he said, think that's all we are allowed to currently show. So unfortunately, we're not allowed to see any more, but we do know that there are some more UI changes, which I'm very excited about. This is something that they've been needing to do for quite some time. We also had some more information about the brand new map, not only from Alpha Intel, but also some people who got early access to these things and were able to play it. Simply Ashton said, I was invited to the EA press event for Apex Legends Season 15 Eclipse, and here's what I learned. The new map Broken Moon will be slightly larger than World's Edge. POIs are designed to be bigger to erase the amount of hot dropping, but some POIs will still be hot. I like this idea because I think what happens a lot of times is when you have teams that land at similar POIs, a big issue that you begin to have then is the fact that people are just so close to a third party and it takes no effort or no time at all to rotate to get to that new shot. But when you have bigger POIs, you're probably going to eliminate how often you're having third parties within a POI. Even if you have a lot of teams landing at those POIs, it won't feel as hot because it's such a bigger area. So that is a really good decision, in my opinion, from Respawn. He also confirmed about Respawn's decision with cross progression. He said cross progression is, quote, technically challenging, and Respawn don't want to commit to a date to its release. However, it is a, quote, work in progress. And another quote, there are no further updates than this. So unfortunately, it does not look like they're going to be able to keep their promise like they originally had planned. But it's not completely off the table. Maybe they will roll out something at the very end of the year, which still defeats the purpose considering you promised it in 2022 and you give us on the last day of the year. Regardless, he began to continue here as well, saying Broken Moon features a King of the Hill style POI called Terraformer. The zip rail feature will be the map's new transport system, faster than zip lines and carry momentum of the player. The map features a lot of greenery, flowers, and colors, but also has more barren and rough areas, a really nice mix. There's something else that Respawn has really done so right in this, and I gotta give them credit for doing so. I think we can all agree that probably the worst map to be launched in this game was Stormpoint. So in making this brand new map called Broken Moon, they actually gave this slight description saying that Respawn also said they learned some lessons from Stormpoint when they were designing designing this new map. They also said that they've been working on this map since around season 8, which just goes to show you how long these things take. What's crazy is we received Stormpoint about 9 months after they began working on this map called Broken Moon, which just goes to show you that they probably have already been working on the next map for about 9 months. But I'm really glad about how they considered the fact of Stormpoint and how basically slow paced it was and how people did not like that, and they used that as inspiration to fix these new maps. Also like that it seems like this is going to be a really good ranked map, considering it is a little bit bigger than World's Edge but not quite as big as Stormpoint. I think this is going to be the perfect size and the best of both worlds, probably going to be good for ranked and probably decent for pubs. This is also a big wide picture of the map, and I love how parts of it looks like Kings Canyon, parts of it looks like Olympus, parts of it looks like World's Edge, and none of it really looks like Stormpoint, so that's a huge plus. Now this next part you may consider a downside. However, some of you might like this idea, but it does not look like they are going back to the original state of ranked, with there being one split all season long and just rotating the maps like we were really hoping. But rather it looks like they're going to keep the splits, and ranked split 1 is going to be on Broken Moon. And I would imagine that ranked split 2 is going to be on Olympus, simply because Olympus has not been in the rotation all season and it's just now coming back into the season. So if I had to take my bets, I would say Broken Moon and Olympus will be the ranked splits this season. However, it does not look like we have any announcement when it comes to the new ranked season, and will there be any rank changes whatsoever when it comes to RP, KP, or even placement points? I know people are looking for that answer very soon, because ranked is really going to decide how the mood of this season will probably go. In yesterday's video, we talked about probably the bigger problem rather than Apex dying is the fact that Respawn just doesn't really have a lot of trust from their community. A lot of people are doubting their ability to be able to bring things that they promise, and really we had a bad taste of that today in cross progression with them saying that it doesn't look like they're going to be able to bring it, even though they promised it would be 2022. I think Alpha Intel also just kind of gave a straight face and just said maybe next year. I really hope that Respawn can find some way to reinstate the faith that the community members have in them, because it seems like a lot of trust has been lost. I think Respawn could probably announce like anything right now and pretty much everybody would just say, okay, whatever, we'll wait and see. A lot of people are becoming skeptical of them, and that's not a good reputation to have. Before the season goes live, they usually will give some type of a briefing of what the season's going to be like and some of the major changes that they did make besides what was in the press release today. So we will know in the coming days if there's going to be any changes, like any kind of private matches, if they decided to do any big changes of events or the way that they do collection events, maybe any modes that they have planned. But it does seem to be confirmed that there will be no new weapon in this season, which I really hate to see. I'd rather just put another weapon in the care package, put the rampage in the crafter, or even just get rid of that gun. I don't think anybody would cry about the rampage being removed. I don't know, why can't we have 3 weapons in the crafter? I would have loved to topple on top of all of this hype with a new weapon being in too. So I think the new map is a W. I think the new legend is a W. Kind of undecided about there still being rank splits. I think the new UI change is a big W. I think the fact that there are stickers in the game is probably neutral for me, because it is something new, but it is something I don't really want. I'm also pretty neutral about there being no new gun. I get the loot pool doesn't need to be oversaturated. I think some of the skins I'm seeing are definite W's, especially the charge rifle and the Revenant skin. However, it is a charge rifle at the end of the day. The inspiration they took on designing the map seems pretty good. So overall, I would say a lot of W's. There are some L's, like I think the fact that we're not getting cross progression like they promised, or at least the way it seems. We also haven't heard anything about private matches, and I really hope that they do announce something soon about that. And actually, when they come out with these patch notes, I really would love an explanation of where they are with a lot of these things. Stop leaving us in the dark. I think Lawrence made a great point saying, I'll never understand why Respawn just won't come out and say things like this. Like, we can take the L, like we can be upset and move on, but stop being so quiet and think that's going to happen this year. I swear in the patch notes, they better give an explanation. Hopefully they do that. I would say the W's outweigh the L's, but some of these L's are pretty big. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. On a scale from 1 to 10, how hype are you feeling about this new season? Can't wait to read and see how some of you are feeling. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. It's Viber Die, only positivity. Until the next time, later, Gators.